right. Fantastic.
Excellent.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Hi, West Kagle. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah. What a fantastic chat we already have going. Well, I see you were, I think, the first person in the chat, and yeah, tonight we're doing one of my favorite spots in Central America. It's Belize. And yeah, West Cagle, you say you'll lay money that 99% of Americans couldn't locate this small Central American country on an unmarked map, even if they were told it was in Central America. Yeah, probably the same with Canadians. Although there's more Canadians that I ran into in Belize than Americans, but you're probably right.
Yeah, it's a shame too. People need to know more about the countries outside of their own. Yeah, they really do.
Yeah, it as well. Thank you for putting this in the chat. Do you mind reading this, please?
Sure. I believe it was first colonized by the Spanish at the turn of the 16th century, the early 1500s. It was then taken by the British in the mid 19th century, 1860s, I believe,
Yeah.
and part of the British Empire until the 20th century. It was called British Honduras.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And they still have in the Caribbean, they still have the British Virgin Islands, which
Oh yeah.
which I've been to there, and in the U.S. British the British yeah, the U.S. British Islands has St. Thomas, which I've been to
Hmm.
on a Carnival cruise, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and then the British Virgin Islands was next door, which I didn't get to. But yeah, it's funny. As far as I know, they are still called the British Virgin Islands. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yep. British Virgin
yeah.
Islands, and then the U.S. Virgin Islands. Um, I'm not sure. Are the Bahamas fully independent now? Or are they still associated with
I I
Britain?
think I think they're still associated with Britain now that you mention it. Yeah, I believe you're right. And yeah, I
Oh,
didn't know this. Fun fact: Belize is the only country you say that has human figures on it. I knew it had human figures on its national
yep,
flag,
yeah.
but I didn't know that it was the only one.
Right.
So that's
I think
cool.
there are some. There are some. There is one or two flags, state flags for the United States that have human figures on it. I don't know if
Yeah,
provinces outside in other countries that do as well. But as far as national flag, only national flag with people on it.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
unique. Very unique.
I think maybe there are some states that have people on them, like Rhode
Hmm.
Island comes to mind, but I'm not familiar enough with the states' flags. And
Virginia
hey,
does. Virginia has a female clad in Roman gear, and
oh yeah,
she's actually standing on top of somebody she just deleted.
well, okay,
So it's
what?
it's it's a pretty vicious flag.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And hello and welcome to Eugene Bird. It says Scotty R37 raid. Well, yeah, I saw Scotty was streaming earlier with the Phantasmagorium. So welcome to everyone from Scotty's channel. Yeah, uh, yeah. Big shout out to the Phantasmagorium. They usually stream just before us. So thanks for being here.
Mm.
Oh,
Wow.
Eugene Eugene Bird says he's lived in Central America and still can't find it. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's oh, do you mind it's fantastic. Do you mind reading? You don't have to read that part,
No,
but
no, absolutely. Eugene Bird says, Canadian Spider Man, thank you. Your manliness. Hi, West Cagle. Missed you the last 20 minutes. Haha. Everybody loves the Spidey show. Absolutely.
hey,
Everybody loves the Spidey show.
yeah, thanks for being here. And when I do the pictures, of course, uh, I don't want a bonfire going on to sort of detract from it, but I
Right.
do want to have a bonfire stream here coming up pretty soon.
Cool. Very cool.
And yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I sent you one a while ago there, Snail. So fantastic. Thanks for being here. And oh, okay, he's gonna make some coffee, hopefully some real coffee.
Yes.
And you wish your wife would tell you. Well, absolutely. Just throw her some hints. And hey, Gorilla's Random Thoughts, welcome and thanks for being here. And speaking of the flag, um, I have a picture of the flag. Let's get right into it. Belize is now. I started up north and went all the way down south through Central America. I think I took about 4 months or more, and went on down. Uh, Now, what country would I have been? I'm about to show you a border crossing. What country would I have been passing down into from?
Oh, when you went into Belize?
Yeah, there it
Well,
is right there.
I would imagine it must have been Mexico, given that it's right below the Yucatan. So
Yes, close, but it also borders
Honduras.
what?
Oh,
Yep,
well, no, Honduras. Yes, Honduras, right?
Honduras in the south, but
Oh,
Guatemala.
we were in Oh, okay, Guatemala. Yes.
Guatemala. Yeah, because I didn't. Yeah, I started up in northern Guatemala, and
Oh.
then went down, and yeah, it was fantastic. And this is the if you're crossing by foot, I see they'll drop you off at the border by the bus. You take the bus to the border, and then everyone walks across,
Mm.
and you go through customs, and you declare what you have, and there was little to no trouble. And there you go, Belize to the there's the
Ah,
very
there you
very
go. Yeah,
border
there you go. There's the
that I'm
cross.
probably not supposed to be taking photos of. But
Mm.
fuck it. Holy shit!
Snail says the link you sent him was for the YouTube channel, not
Oh
for the StreamYard.
shit! Yes, sorry. That was the last thing I copied. You're. That's funny though, right, Snail? Um, so, do you mind reading this from our friend Eugene Bird? Wow.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. Eugene Bird says, I lived in Honduras for 4 years. My wife is Honduran. She's there now. Well, wow.
Hey, fantastic! I love Honduran people and Utila. Utila is an island in Honduras, in the Caribbean side, and it's, as far as I know, the cheapest place in North America to get your scuba diving certification,
Hmm.
and it's a fantastic spot. And all the instructors are American, or Canadian or British, so there's no language barrier. And I'd like to welcome our friend uh, Snail Messiah. Hello and welcome.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Hi, Snail. Oh, uh,
Hey, evening, Snail.
Hey.
I'm doing fantastic. I am doing fantastic tonight. Yeah, uh, couldn't be better.
Very happy
Thanks
to
for
hear it.
thanks for joining us. And
Thanks for having me.
do you know where Belize is located on a map?
I do, but that's because I just looked it up before the stream.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Hello and welcome.
Snail's European, so they actually know
Course.
their maps a little bit better than us ignorant Americans. I'll tell you that for sure.
Hello and welcome. Well, some that's getting better, I think. And hello and welcome to FKCH. Welcome. And gorillas, everyone saying hello. Thanks. Yes. Oh no, we've got some. Well, some of them are a little bit racy. And hello to Padawannabe. And oh hi to you, Scotty. You suave sons of bitches. He said. Dig French for you. Yes. And hello and welcome everybody. So I've got I pulled up a map here earlier, so we can see, so everyone can see exactly where it is. Oh shit, that one way too big. Okay, hey, so let's zoom out. Hopefully you're seeing what I'm seeing.
Do you see what I see? Doo-dum-dum.
All right, how's that? You guys can see that, right? Well, yes, it looks like
Perfect.
you can. So if yeah, all right, so there's Florida, of course, and here's Mexico, and right down here's the Yucatan Peninsula, which is Cancun, of course, and right below it is Belize. and we're gonna zoom into Belize. And you can see Guatemala it borders most of it. You see the border for Belize is right there. So the very north touches Mexico, but pretty much the entire western border of Belize and the southern border is entirely Guatemala, and that's
So they
amazing.
get good
Now
coffee.
I was sure that it also bordered, yeah, darn good coffee, but you know what? I thought it bordered Honduras, but there's a
Yeah, no
little
touching. Right?
shaft of Guatemala that sticks out, and yeah.
Yes, it does.
So we're gonna focus. Uh, I came from Guatemala from a beautiful place called Flores and Tikal, where the great Tikal Mayan ruins are. So I took this highway and went to the capital of Belize City. And Snail, do you know what the capital of Belize City or shit Belize is? It's not Belize City.
I actually do not. I am quite
West
ignorant
Cagle.
about South America.
I could have sworn it was Belize City. I thought it was Belize City. So
It was, but when I think when the British came, they moved it more inland to Belmopan, inland, and so that's what we're gonna see a couple of. It's a government town. It was clean and safe and everything like that, but there wasn't much as far as anything I was interested in taking photos of. But started in Belmopan for a couple of nights and then went by bus to Belize City, and Belize City is the biggest city, but not the capital. And then from there, you can go just north of Belize City to Caye Caulker, and right up in these islands here. And it's a boat ride just off the coast, and it's in the Caribbean. It's gorgeous. And then I then went down to Dangriga, which is it has a lot of the Afro Caribbean population and their culture. I'm not gonna massacre it, but it's called Garifuna culture, and it was fascinating to see. And so there's quite a mix of the Afro Caribbean vibe down in that city, and you can see the stark differences in the photos. But anyway, there's Caye Caulker right up where the 4 is. So, and that is a tropical island. Nothing but sand. There's no cars there. People drive golf carts and get around by bicycle and little mopeds. So any tropical island that has no cars, I'm a fan of. Have either of you been to a place that had no cars and noticed how nice it was?
no.
No. I've been to desolate areas but always had cars.
It's nice to get away from the sound. How about yourself, West Cagle?
Yeah. No, I've not been to where there's no car. I have been to places where there's a heavy use of golf carts.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
brother lives in Florida in
Oh
a
yeah, of
development
course.
called Nocatee, and they actually have paths in their entire it's a whole huge development. They've got paths for the golf carts for everywhere, and
Of
they
course.
have also in the areas outside the developments there is special buttons to push so you can cross the busy streets with your golf carts.
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that in I think in is it Whistler Ski Resort perhaps? I know that's popular. Yeah, that's fantastic. And
I lived in Greenland for 24 years ago, and
okay,
those cars, but quite pleasant and silent.
mhm. So this is the flag that you were speaking of, West Cagle, and it's the only national flag to have people on it. And there is
Yeah,
indeed
true. Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Do you have something to add to that, Snail?
Well, it was just the flag. Yes, true. But the Danish coat of arms has 2 giants in it, So, but it's not the
Yes.
national flag. I just had a brain fart. Sorry.
And yeah, you're right, FKH. King Chuck is the head of state of Canada. I don't know about is he still Belize? I think they separated from the English a while ago. And hello, Kivon Six. Welcome. Welcome to you. And hey, Miskatonic Madman, hello and welcome to you. And Suzanne, hey, thanks for being here. Everyone's here. Wow. Uh, okay, moving on. So so when you cross the border, yeah, they're quite proud of their history and their heritage, and this shows the different native peoples here, and then the conquistadors coming over with the whales, and of course the English, and it was a very cool mural right at the border to show its history, and I was quite happy to see that. And then again,
Yeah.
this part of their history is well, they were the center of the Mayan
Yes. Yeah.
empire, pretty much. And yeah, so you see a lot of Mayan paintings and artwork, and it's gorgeous to see the influence. And even going back to the Olmecs, which are predate the Mayans, and sort of the Mayans modeled a lot of their culture off of the Olmec and the Toltecs. And yeah, so right out the border is in the middle of friggin' nowhere. You don't, okay? So you're right. This is in the middle of nowhere. I'm not sure what's in that river, but I don't want to find out. But the crossing going, and it's a short bus ride from the border into the capital city of Belmopan. And you can see just rear. I mean, even though it's in the countryside, these people obviously take pride in their house, and that's I could live there in a heartbeat. No shoveling snow.
Looks like a Hobbiton.
Could you live there, West Kagle, or is that a little too remote for you?
No, no, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Just a small house, 4 rooms, a bedroom, a little kitchenette, a
That's it.
bathroom, and then maybe a sitting room. I'll sleep in the sitting room.
Yeah. Yeah. And is there anywhere in Europe that you've seen Snail that looks like that?
No, never.
No,
Never
me
ever.
neither. Not in Europe. Nope. Could you live in a place like that?
Well, kind of Norway if you take the small huts on the
Oh, yeah.
mountains.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Ooh, holy shit, Eugene Bird. I should have had you on here. Okay. When I do Honduras, I'd like to get you up if you're available, Eugene, because I've got lots of pictures from Honduras. See if you see what your wife is doing. Do you mind reading this, Snail, please?
Garifuna. Yes, the music is called punta. Lots of hip thrusting. They are famous for coconut bread and sopa de coracle.
Caracal,
Caracal.
yeah. That's sopa is soup, and caracal are is that is that it's a shellfish. Is that I want to say snails. I want to say, I could be wrong. That would be a total coincidence. But it's a shellfish, so maybe it's not snail. My Spanish. It's been a while. It's been a couple of years since I've seen that word. So, oh, and Charles is still the head of state of Belize. Okay, I'll be darned. Well, thanks for that, FKCH. And hello, Carla Burton. I'm sure that someone will tell us what caracal is in Spanish. Maybe it's like a periwinkle. Could be like a periwinkle. Anyway, this is some more housing just on the countryside, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's this father and his sons just hanging out on the pallets. Just I don't know why they have the pallets there, but they're just hanging out, relaxing. It's a good day. And just gorgeous countryside, very rural. However, they do have electricity, obviously. Not much in the way of infrastructure as far as roads go, but lots of power and streetlights, which was nice to see. Okay, now we're in the big city. There's the capital city of Belmopan, and you can see how It's got the garbage cans. It's got the trees with the manicured look to them, the nicely mowed lawns. Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, there we go. Modern city, right? And it is in English. They have English signs there, and a
It is
Scotia
pale
Bank.
snail.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It is a pale snail.
It is a
Uh,
pale snail.
yeah.
I was right. Okay, I'm sorry. I was right. I apologize for that. Uh,
Hey, Carla, you wonderful person, you.
yes. Hello, Carla. Welcome. But yeah, Scotiabank is a Canadian bank named after the Bank of Nova Scotia, and I found it all through Central and South America. It was very weird. Yeah, I don't know why, but they were probably up to no good down there.
You know,
A
you mentioned the
modern,
street. You mentioned the street signs being in English. They're not only in English; they are actually the same exact the "Do Not Enter" sign and the
yeah,
one-way sign. They're identical to what we see in the States here. Yeah,
yep, makes it easy, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, heck, that you could find that guy in the States too, no doubt.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep.
And hey, thanks for being here. She says, I'm gonna be lurking while packing to go away. Ooh, ooh, where are you going, Carla? Sounds fun. Hi. And let's see. Tim, why is she saying hello to Tim?
Oh, by the way, if
I
I
don't see
may,
Tim. Oh yes,
your
please
streams
go
has
ahead.
actually inspired me to do a photo shoot series. I'm an amateur photographer,
Oh, that's fantastic.
and you were talking about going around countries and some of them being
Hmm.
exotic and whatnot. And it's
Yeah.
exotic because you haven't been there yet, because you don't live there. And Copenhagen to me is kind of drab
Uh,
where I live,
fair
but people
enough.
who haven't been here might find it kind of
It's
exotic. So
100%.
I want to find that
Do
in
it.
my city.
Absolutely. Yes, I think you should. That's a good idea.
Mhm.
I'd be interested to see where you were. Absolutely. You might find it drab, but I bet you other people wouldn't.
Yeah, but it's me trying to find the exotic in where I live.
Yep, I'm sure you've got it. Just look for it. So
Mm.
that's the capital city, Belmopan, and this is Belize City, which is right where Belize River comes out into the Caribbean, just north of the city itself. So its main feature is it's right on the water, and it's got a giant walking bridge across the Belize River. And ooh, there is the first beer that I had from Belize. It's Belkin, and that is the fish and chips with the famous uh, uh, beans and rice mixture. That they're not cooked together; they're cooked very separate. And there's coconut milk involved, and it's a delicious rice and beans, and they're or beans and rice. There's a difference, and they're very yeah, it's delicious. Everything's with coconut milk. Oh heck yeah! And I want to say hello to Greek letters. And Snail, can you take this, please?
Guten Morgen, Kameraden. That's German, not Danish.
Yes, yes, but you would have the best shot out of us. Well, I don't know, West. Maybe your German is better than mine.
2 years in high school, I don't remember anything.
Okay. Do you mind reading this from our friend Carla?
Sure, absolutely. Carla Burns says, I have to drive 4 hours tonight and 4 hours tomorrow when I come home. Ooh,
Ooh,
wow.
nice way to break it up. That's awesome. That's excellent. That would get you
There and back
to
again.
the nearest big city and back. 4 hours would get you to the nearest city. Well, maybe
That's very The
you couldn't
Hobbit.
get to
There and
Vancouver.
back again.
That's right.
And she
And
lives where it was filmed.
okay, Canadians kicked Germans' asses in 2 world wars. We did. We had help though, uh, for sure. Oh, first birthday party in Taranga. Okay, well, have fun with that, Carla. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this is Belize City, and it's right. It's bigger, and it's more. It's not as sterile, I guess. It's got more life, more vibe than Belmopan, and it was right on the water, and it was just I don't know. Definitely a little more edgy, slightly more sketchy, but also, um, a little more lively than the capital city. And so you can hop on a boat, right from Belize City, right on the coast. You can take a nice passenger boat, and it was, I want to say, about an hour. It moved pretty quickly. And so we're saying goodbye to Belize City. There's Belize City and the river coming out from the water. And we're heading to Caye Caulker, which is a sand island in the Caribbean. So we'll say goodbye to the mainland. And that's the water at Caye Caulker. Markedly different. Absolutely tropical. Caye Caulker. We landed here just a couple days before Christmas, and spent Christmas Eve here, and a couple days before and a couple days after. I could have spent weeks and weeks here. I could have spent definitely a lot longer there. I think my traveling companion, she wanted to keep going, so we did. But Caye Caulker is a place that you could crash for. As a matter of fact, there are some expats, Americans and Canadians, that got there and they still haven't left, and like years ago, and they're still there. I can understand. They're well educated, and it's a beautiful place, and it's safe. And yeah, there you go. But the Guten Morgen isn't too far from Danish. Good Morgen. Oh, is that Danish? I'll be darned.
Yeah, it's
Makes
just
sense.
pronounced like an F at the God.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
good, but it's not a real
Ah.
F. F is a soft D. It looks like a mirror image of a six with a line through it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm familiar with it. And no, this is not Venice. This is Belize, uh, the Caribbean country just south of Mexico, east of Guatemala. And there we go. It's an entirely, it's a giant sand island. And those are the roads. There's no pavement. And that's what you drive the golf carts around on. And yeah, it gets heavy rain there that time of year. So you'll get a lot of rain at maybe in the evening, and then it'll be gorgeous in the morning again. And you can see from the streets, just the water and the puddling. But fairly modern. But I mean, that's you know, you could relax there. Hey, Wes Kagle.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I might not have gone any farther after that. After that, right there.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's fantastic. Ooh, and what do you mean by Snail? You mean you change the morning to morning?
Yeah, when you go near the border, they say moin, and they do that on both sides because it's so close.
Ah,
And then you
okay.
have the whole Schleswig Holstein thing, which is an interesting story, but I will not hijack this conversation.
No, no, it's what is that? What is
That's F, the letter
ah
F. It's used mostly in Icelandic,
ah
but I would say that the Danish should start using it. It will make it more easy for foreigners to speak the language when you have an idea of what it should sound like.
well, exactly. That's why I think the Japanese use Romanji, like romanized uh, letters for them. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, this time of year, this would have been December, obviously Christmas. So it is stormy in the Caribbean. I mean, that's just after
Yeah.
hurricane season. But you know what? It made for dramatic photos, and it had intense sun. It was gorgeous. And that's probably, I didn't do too much snorkeling or scuba diving there. I waited until Honduras for Utila because I wanted to go and do a lot of scuba diving there. You can do 10 days for like $200 American or something
Wow.
ridiculously cheap. Yeah, ridiculously cheap. So I, and it was quite stormy right there, so I didn't go diving. But there is a lot of snorkeling and diving in Belize. Um,
Well, I'm allergic to shark bites, so
oh no, they're just reef sharks. They're just little tiny ones, and you can
mhm.
see. Okay, that's how fast the rain comes down and just floods everything. But then it's sand, so it just drains away.
Mm.
Oh, English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Say
That's
what?
awesome.
Say what again?
I love that. And Greek letters. What? Fucking A. That's awesome. Okay, so this is uh this is seafood right on the beach. He's got a barbecue set up, and what do you think those are?
Those has to be some kind of lobster. I'm
Oh yeah.
guessing,
Yes, they are.
and talipa or something.
Yeah, yeah, some slabs of fish and
Yeah.
the Caribbean lobster. Yeah, so they don't have the giant claws that say the Nova Scotia lobster have, but they're the same flavor and they're delicious. And I think
On
they're
the
about
Nova Scotia lobsters are, more lumberjacky.
they they are the claws. That's where I grew up, man. I grew up right across the pond from you in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and that's okay. That's what you get, and that was I gotta say that was about $4 American.
Wow,
Yeah, unbelievable.
looks delicious. I don't eat
Am I?
seafood, but it looks delicious.
It really was. Am I with the coconut rice and everything? Am I right in remembering that Belize uses the American dollar? Hmm.
I'm
Let
not
me
sure
check.
if they're still part of the Commonwealth. I would imagine that they probably would have used pounds, but
Yeah,
maybe they used the dollar. I'm
I've
not
got the
sure.
currency here. I'll have to look for it, but I thought it was the dollar. Okay, and so I don't know who this dude was, but this was parked outside of a Boomin' nightclub,
They have
and
the Belize dollar,
they have the Belize. Okay,
and
so it is the Belize
Yeah.
dollar.
it has a picture of the Queen. I'm
Okay,
guessing it will turn into the King eventually, but
yeah, I've got it here. I'll find it. Okay, so it was the dollar, just not the American dollar.
mhm.
Yeah. This is a pimped out golf cart, man. Like it looked fancier in real life than it is here, but it was really pimped out. Like those are very expensive rims for a golf cart.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy was a drug dealer.
Now, are, are the
Oh
golf
yeah.
carts electric or are they gasoline powered?
Uh, for the most part, fortunately, they were electric. Although you did have some noodle heads running around in four wheelers that were loud as shit.
Mm.
But the Utila was worse for that. Caye Caulker wasn't too bad, I gotta say. Caye Caulker wasn't too bad. But yeah, virtually no car. I mean, I think there was a couple of cars to service something, to service stuff on the island, but virtually all the traffic was on foot or bicycle or golf cart. Which, man, after coming through crazy Guatemala, um, it was nice. Oh, holy crap! Okay, thank you, Snail Messiah. The Belize dollar is the official currency, and it's pegged at $2 Belize to one US dollar. And you can use US dollars everywhere. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Thank you, Snail Messiah, for that research.
I'm happy to look anything up.
Yeah, I knew I was using US dollars as well. And I know I have Belize dollars. So it was Christmas, and it was just so funny to see Santa in the sand. Like all these Christmas and you know, palm trees all lit up. It was I mean, I had spent Christmas in Australia a couple of times, but it was still very cool to have a Caribbean Christmas. And West Kagle, this was my favorite cola,
Shasta. Wow.
Shasta Cola. Now, do you
Wow.
have that in the States? Is that a States thing?
We used to have Shasta. I don't know if we still have it here. I can remember growing up in the '70s, and in the '70s and the early '80s, seeing Shasta. I don't
Uh,
really see it much anymore, but
yeah.
probably
Well,
still here.
I found it in Belize.
Nice.
I just like the name Shastagola, and I want to say, welcome to Herc 130. Snail Masai, do you mind reading what our friend Herc has to say?
I can't even use US dollars here in Texas. It costs too much.
No doubt. Yeah, everyone, Texas, right about considering what's happened in the last few years, you're probably using pesos there now, aren't you, buddy? And again, just weird to see the Christmas trees, but uh, it didn't really feel like Christmas, but we celebrated as much as we can. And oh yeah, so you'll get this. Get used to this. In Central America, it's just sketchy electrical. As a maintenance guy and as a safety guy, I was upset by that, but what can you do? Although there is one thing that's safe about this, and I don't know if we have any seasoned electricians in the house or in chat, but if you're looking at that picture, there's one thing that's ironically safe about it, and that is
that's third prong at least.
the third prong. And look at the position of the third prong.
Yeah, it's
But they don't
upside
use
down
it.
compared to what we have in the States usually.
In government, well, except government buildings, we have it usually reversed too, but government buildings for safety, West Kagle, a lot of them have it like this. And that's safer because, when the plug sort of half gets pulled out a little bit, it's going to be pulled down naturally because that's where what gravity does. And so the top pin exposed is a neutral. There's no current going through that top round pin. So that's a safe way to install a plug. It's supposed to have a box and a cover around it. But yeah, government buildings here, they turn them upside down on purpose so that the ground is up. That's right. Okay, that's Herc knows. Yeah, you know a little bit about what I'm talking about, Herc. I'm pretty sure I'm not pulling that out of my ass. I'm pretty sure I learned that somewhere. And what? Ooh, thank you, Wes Kagle. Fantastic.
Well, no, that wasn't me.
Sorry, that's Snail
Snail,
Messiah.
that must be Snail, yes.
I was looking at your icon and thinking Snail. Thank you, Snail. Okay, there we go. That is the Belizean money. Yeah, it really was. I've definitely got some. I'll find it. Thank you for that, Snail.
You're welcome.
And that, yeah. So when you travel through third world countries, you get used to that. You just just realize that you're responsible for your own safety, I guess. Same as when you're working in a big gold mine up in the Yukon, same friggin' thing. When you're at a work camp, yeah, you're responsible for your own safety pretty much. But yeah, just gorgeous in the morning. You can see the long shadows. The mornings were blue sky and just gorgeous. And then the rain would come at night. And I like the change up. And I think they put the houses on stilts to get air circulation, to get the critters up, to get up away from where the critters are. But also, I think in case they get some flooding, because the ocean's right there. So in a storm, you'd want to be up off the ground, I guess. It would make sense. And there's a typical breakfast. You just go right to the beach and you get it's practically someone's house. And you just sit out. It's a communal, like there's a bunch of little tables outdoors. And the staff is super friendly. And they pretty much all speak English. You won't have any trouble if you're speak slowly and patiently, and you have half a brain on your head. You won't have any trouble with language in Belize at all. But just gorgeous. And I'm pointing to the diving. In that picture, I'm lamenting that I don't have enough time to go diving.
Is that a diver down flag right on the side of the building there, eh?
They painted the whole damn side of and that is common. You'll see that in the Caribbean. Is they'll paint the whole side of the building diver down. Yeah. So when you see that flag, you know that there's a diver down below in the water. That's exactly right. Yeah. All right. Do you dive, Wes Kagle?
No. I just happen to know that that's the symbol to use caution when you're in the area of the that flag if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
boating. So
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Snail, are you a fan of the diving?
No, 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 no.
Okay. Well, here's a parasailer. How about the parasailing?
that's pretty
That's
cool.
how the actor who played Ball in Stargate, he died parasailing.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, I heard it happens. Now, this is an old concrete wall that's just fallen into disrepair, and we're looking at the north. Caye Caulker is got a north part of the island and a south part of the island, and it's divided by a little strait, this little passage of water that you can see. So we're looking up the North Island, but it's just and there's lots of swimming because there's lots of fish and no sharks in between those two islands. So yeah,
Oh,
and
that,
just
that concrete wall, that's supposed to be some sort of a water break or something?
it was at one time, or maybe part of a bigger wharf that has since been thrown into the sea. But it is serving as a water break. Yes, and yeah, just gorgeous.
I get freaked out being in open waters. It's
Ah,
Yeah.
pastries.
Hey,
You like?
speaking, you mentioned that, Snail. I had gone to Hawaii for my honeymoon, and we stayed at the Sheraton there right on the cliff where Black Rocks juts out, where they do that cliff diving every night.
yeah.
And it's a little sheltered right there where their private hotel beach is, and it's pretty cool. And there's a lot of rocks underneath there. I went snorkeling there, but as you get near the end of where the rock sticks out and you're way down under the water, it becomes completely flat like a desert, and it stretches out beyond where you can see. And that staring out into the vast openness is unnerving. I could
Yeah.
not stay there.
Oh, I believe you. I'm not afraid of water. I like sailing. I've been on sailboats and sailed through, what was it? Almost 30 meters a second winds. I've sailed through that, and it doesn't faze me. But being in water, open waters, no.
Yeah. You're insignificant to what's out there.
Yeah, you just get. I don't know. I've been. I guess because I did my training in the Great Barrier Reef, you're already an hour and a half or 2 hours out off the coast by boat. So, since that's what I started with, I never really. Yeah, it didn't occur to me, but yeah, in Galapagos the same thing. You're way the hell out, like literally
Right.
in the middle of the oceans.
Well,
But
I'd
these
rather
guys-
be in the open ocean than some of your videos in those caves. That's claustrophobic to me, Spidey.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. You know what I was thinking of doing just to scuba diving, one of these weeks, just doing scuba diving travel and different comparing
Nice.
different scuba around, but the cenotes was probably one of the most memorable experiences ever.
Wow.
But yeah, these guys, it's third world construction. They're just getting the job done. They're mitigating the dangers as much as possible, but they're not up to our safety standards. But you know what? They get shit done, and yeah, they hopefully they're careful. They're definitely athletic. I'll tell you that. Okay, and here are the outdoor barbecues. See these guys? These two guys are friends, and they've set up their barbecue stations. And yeah, there's the lobster just thrown right on the grill with the tinfoil. And yeah, let me tell you, folks, that that was good. That was delicious lobster with the coconut rice and the French fries. But I don't even know if I finished those. I was just focused on the lobster, and they keep putting lemon and sauce on it, and it was just so good. And yeah, they're cue the storms coming in the evening.
That's a beautiful
But,
picture.
West, are you a fan of the seafood and the lobster and the crustaceans?
Not really. I really don't care for sea, and I always feel left out because I'm from, I have Italian in my family, and my wife was like full blood Italian, and they're big into seafood, and it looks so good, and they look like they're enjoying it so much. I just I don't care for it that much. A little bit of shark I eat, some grilled mako or maybe some
Oh
shrimp,
yeah,
but that's about
yep.
it. I don't really care for much else.
Well, I see food and I eat it.
I'm the same, Snail. Do they have lobster in your in Scandinavia?
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say they
all kinds.
must. Yeah, I was gonna say they must because it's the
It,
same Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, this gorgeous, gorgeous, and I just enjoyed the tropical climate. Even at night in December, it was not cold. I had a t-shirt on, I'm sure, and just gorgeous. That time of year with the storms coming in at night, it made for very dramatic photos.
Get
it's
nice
gorgeous.
ocean breezes too, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So it's not completely unbearable with any kind of heat, even in the summer weather. Being
yep,
right on the ocean, I'm sure you get some nice
that's
breezes.
right. Yeah, there might have
I
been.
like images like that. Shipwrecks. It's beautiful. I like them. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I've gone diving and snorkeling through quite a few of them. Absolutely, and yeah,
By the way, the wind speeds I was saying was meters per second. In miles, that's 58.2
oh
miles per hour winds
wow,
in a small sailboat.
that's that's fast. Holy shit,
Yeah,
that
it
is
was fun.
fast. I can't imagine. Uh, I want a seatbelt. And yeah, just very dramatic. And I'm pretty sure these sticks that you see sticking up from the are nets, fishing nets. So that's where they've anchored their fishing nets. These little sticks coming up from the water.
I love that sky.
It was gorgeous. You know, yeah,
There you go.
absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, the Caye Caulker sunsets.
Very nice. Almost
Yeah.
monochrome.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's fun. I managed to catch the full moon. Now the only problem was a lot of seaweed would come up, and you'd have some of the townspeople up raking the beaches in the morning. But
Oh,
you get that. You get that in Mexico too. Just a gorgeous tropical island, Caye Caulker, and I'd never really heard of it before, and being part of Central America, it's certainly a lot cheaper than Hawaii or. And there's a Christmas tree made out of lobster traps, folks. I think that's the town hall in Caye Caulker. That's their little town hall and flag, and there's the lobster trap Christmas tree, folks. Which I I can't believe Nova Scotia. I've never seen that on the East Coast in Canada.
yeah.
Is that a Tower of Babel thing?
It kind of looks like it.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, I mean, the whole idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it'll divide us all, and we won't be able to. No, I don't think that was the UN flag. Pretty sure that was the Caye Caulker. Yeah, that's the Caye Caulker island flag.
Starfleet.
Oh, yes, Starfleet. Thanks, Greek letters.
See, the Federation.
And Wes Kagle, do you mind reading this from our friend Kevon?
Sure. Kivan 6 says, with the exception of the tall palm trees, that area reminds me of being back in southern Louisiana along the Gulf Coast. Houses on stilts, sandbars everywhere, shrimp boats. Yeah, he's not wrong. I watched. There's a channel on YouTube. He's a hobby beekeeper, and his channel is 628 Dirt Rooster, I think it is. And he's all along the coast there where he does his business, and he does video of that area, and it does look a lot like that.
Yeah, just beautiful. Gorgeous. Oh, yeah, here's the Caye Caulker. Oh, good, I spelled it right in the title. Excellent. The police station. And yeah, they had little police dune buggy and police golf carts. And I think I saw two of them on the whole island.
Uh-huh.
How is safety there? Is it a safe country, place to visit,
Yeah,
or
yeah, I felt so. Absolutely. Belize has a lot of um, retired Canadians living down there. Actually, a lot of American investment, and I don't, because they don't have a huge border with Mexico. I didn't get the sense there was a lot of drug trafficking or a lot of drug problems that maybe some other border towns. I didn't feel unsafe there at all. Belize City, I'm sure you could get into trouble in their biggest city, but even so, Belize City only is like the size of New Brunswick's capital city, um, like 60,000, 65,000. So
Yeah,
yeah,
strikes me
it's
as strikes me as
not
one of
that
the
big.
safer countries in Central America. I mean,
Hmm.
that much safer than Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua. Only maybe Panama might be comparative, I would say.
And Costa Rica, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree with that. I concur. Yeah, and this is so. I said between the North Caye Caulker and South Caye Caulker is this place with fish that you can snorkel with not a lot of tides and sharks. So that's
Hmm.
it right there. Beautiful snorkeling in there. So I did a bit of snorkeling. I just didn't go on a tour of any sort. And yeah, there are some really nice houses in this island. Some really
Yeah,
fancy
that is
houses.
nice. That is very nice.
Yeah, yeah, for Belize especially. Yeah, just gorgeous. And some pubs. Very nice pub and restaurant. There are a bunch of them. And hired a boat. I went on a little boat excursion, a bunch of us, and yeah, just went out on a little tiny sail around the island. It was nice. Just to get a view of the island from the water. And yeah, there's the split in the ocean, in the water between the North and South Islands right there, you can see. And then they started feeding uh, the big friggin' fish. I don't think these were sharks, but
they are?
whatever. Yeah, they kind of look like it, don't they? They do have that sharky fin look, but I'm not sure they are. I can't say for sure. But yeah, just it was good to get out there. I'm sure they're and just see the fish. And then we cooked them. No, kidding. Yeah, just lots of seafood on that barbecue. Barbecued seafood everywhere. The menus were in English as well, so they really don't. It's language. It's not a problem. You don't have to read Spanish because everything was in English right there, and just gorgeous. Basically, uh, you know, the fried uh, fish, the delicious, usually cooked in butter and garlic, and then the now I think that was that's not mashed potatoes. That is another thing that's really popular down in Central America. It's kind of a potato. It's manioc, manioc, and it's like a potato. It's a tuber, but I know you've got to boil it to get out some of the toxins out of it to make it better to eat. But it's basically a like a potato, and it was really quite good. And have either of you heard of manioc? I know it's a
No.
Central American thing.
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's in South America too. I know it's prevalent in South America. It's like a potato tuber, but it has toxins that have to be boiled out. I think is
Mm.
essentially the difference. And just that was chicken cordon bleu. I
That looks good.
decided, yeah, I decided to go a little fancy. So you can get fancy. Kevon sixes, sand sharks, maybe. Oh, and Snail Messiah, do you mind reading this for my friend Greek letters?
If they look like sharks and they bite like sharks, then they are sharks.
Yeah, it's generally good. Yeah, that's
For
generally
science, go
what it's.
test your theory.
And yeah, again, just a cool nightlife, and the island people, they were just friendly. They were friendly. You know, didn't feel dangerous at all. Even though these young kids, punks, hanging out on the street corners, it was like this is like Christmas Eve, if I recall, because we had barbecued lobster for Christmas Eve, and they were just hanging out, and there was music running around. Oh, and there was this one guy named Flash, and we stayed there for a few days, we got to know Flash because he was running all over the place. I don't think he was, and he would run around Christmas Eve and just run up to groups, "Merry Christmas, motherfucker," and then he'd run off. And just throughout the night, you could hear him all over the island. Like, "Merry Christmas, motherfuckers!" It was funny, very communal type atmosphere, and he meant it to be not malicious. It was fun. He was having fun. But yeah, just gorgeous island. And yeah, okay. So lots of places to strip down to almost nothing and lay out on the beach there and on the boardwalk, which was nice. Lots of Canadian American university age people hanging out there, young 20s.
Yes. That lady in the foreground here on the pier looks like she is stripped down to pretty much nothing.
That's why I'm on this picture for so long. Yeah, it was fantastic. I almost made that the cover shot. And then you could see fun and cool stuff like that. So that was kind of cool. I'd never seen one of those before. That was the first time seeing one of those.
That is cool.
Yeah. And yeah, coconuts in the coconut tree. There is a fella up there getting coconuts. And for the coconut fish and delicious seafood everywhere. And you can get chicken and so I thought that was kind of that would give you a good idea of what the Caribbean side, the Caribbean islands are off of Belize, and then we're gonna travel down the south coast of Belize, down to the more of the Afro Caribbean culture, the Garifuna culture, and let me see. Here we go. If could I get you, Snail Masai, to read that, please?
Most definitely. Sand sharks and nurse sharks are the more docile side. On the more docile side, they rarely attack humans as they are primarily bottom feeders, hunting smaller prey, crab, shrimp, and other fish, etc. Small mouths.
True about sand sharks, but nurse sharks have been known. If they have been known to, not often though. Yeah, not like tiger sharks. But I'd trust a sand shark over a nurse shark. Wes Kagle, do you mind reading this from our...
Sure. Senor, give me your cash, your boots, and your motorcycle.
And then he said, wait. Why did I get a spanner next to my name? Greek letters, because you've been in the community. If you've been around long enough, I want to see how many moderators I can add to my channel before, if there's a limit. So anyone that I know is not a fuckhead gets a wrench. There's no expectations though. There's certainly no responsibilities for that. And hello, Sashi. Hello and welcome. She says you have joined the Ancient Order of the Spanners. Snail, can you read this from our friend?
LOL, you got morphed into a Spidey brigade. Congrats.
Mm-hmm. Yep, one of us, Miss Catonic, exactly. And I was aiming for the Tectons or the Illuminati, but Spanner, hey, it's better than a kick in the nuts. And what is this you're showing us now?
They are nurse sharks, the ones that you showed.
Ooh, they were nurse sharks. I'll be damned. Yeah. Now, they are mostly safe for humans, but I have gone diving with nurse sharks. I want to say it was Utila, just south of on this trip in Honduras, and they, at the time, we were told that they have been known to attack a human, the nurse shark.
They're like dogs, you know. You got to be careful around them.
I guess if you piss them off enough. That's right. So going south down along the coast, from Belize City, and we just took a bus ride. It's easy to travel by bus down through all of Central America pretty much. And yeah, went down to where the hell is it? Dangriga. Dangriga is the name, and there's only a few other towns in. There's only a few towns in Belize, so this is one of the major ones. Oh, there's a sign right there. Shit. And it says, "Welcome to beautiful Dangriga," with the trash in the stream at the in the middle of the sign. I thought that was ironic,
Yay.
but it was kind of,
Civilization.
yeah. Except for the trash put there by humans, it was a beautiful, beautiful coastal town. These gentlemen fishing fresh fish right from the ocean. Hello, Sashi. Yeah, and I gave a try at throwing a net like that, a weighted net in Mexico, just this last 2 winters ago. Man, that takes a long time to develop the technique to actually throw it out so it opens up. That is hard to do. That takes a lot of practice. Yeah. Have you ever tried netting anything, West?
Not tossing the things out like that, but we set up nets.
Yeah.
In a shallow area, we were trying to catch guppies and minnows,
Oh, yeah.
for bait, and such, but not tossing nets.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think netting's the way to go for fishing. I just don't know how to use them in any sense. I know they're effective. I love that photo. That's a gorgeous photo. Snail, what about you? Have you tried the netting with the fishing?
No. No, never.
Yeah, it looks difficult.
I just never had any need for it,
Yeah.
as I don't eat seafood.
I guess. Well, you could catch a chicken with a net, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't care for seafood either, but fishing is actually fun. So I mean,
It is.
I don't eat what I
Yeah.
catch, and crabbing and fishing, they're pretty good, but I just don't eat it.
When I was a teen, I went out with my parents on a boat catching cod. And when I got home, I sold all the cod to the local bar.
Oh, good. Nice. Smart idea. So this is the town center, and in Dangriga. That is a hard name to see. The Dangriga with its Garifuna culture, and I thought the town was kind of unique and interesting. Right on the, and they had this museum dedicated to the Garifuna. And how's that for handcrafted wooden masks?
Very nice.
Yeah, I was really really impressed with those.
Wow, that looks like masks from not just their culture, but other cultures.
Well, it's a mix, right, with the African and the Caribbean, and they do. Apparently, a lot of the Belizean people they didn't adopt a lot of the British culture, oddly enough, but a lot of the other surrounding cultures, Guatemalan included, they have, and apparently it comes through in their food, from what I've read and from what I've seen. I didn't see a lot of English influence in their food or anything, but the the Honduran and Guatemalan and Mexican and African mixed in, absolutely.
Well, when you live there, you wouldn't have any kind of British influence.
No, no, not even though they were, occupied by the British for
Yeah,
a
but
while.
even the British would have to eat the local cuisine.
I
pretty much.
guess, yeah.
I mean,
And Snail,
there's nothing they could add to the bounty that is those
No.
places.
not English toffee, maybe.
Aside
English toffee.
aside from their tea habit, the English usually adopted the cuisine of the locals that they conquered. So
Well, I can
Smart.
actually a little story about that. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, please go ahead.
curry is Portuguese. It's not Indian. It's Portuguese. But the
Ooh.
English army found that the Madras curry, it's also a recipe against malaria. It stops it kind of.
Oh,
you know. And they
Because
gave
the
it to
spice.
their Sikh and Indian soldiers, and they found that they fought harder when they got spicy food. So it was adopted into the British Army to have things like curry on hand.
That makes sense.
Yeah, interesting.
And this is a taxi driver. We paid him to take us to there's a local made right here in Dangriga, a famous hot sauce that you can find all over Belize and I think in Guatemala as well, and it's made right there locally. So he took us out to the place. Unfortunately, it was closed for holidays, and so he felt kind of bad that he took us all the way out there. So he hopped the fence, and he was gone in a farmer's field for a while, and came back and drove us back to where we were staying on the beach, and pulled out a whole bunch of grapefruits that he'd just gone into. And he said he knew the farmer; he wasn't stealing. He told us now it's all good. It was a friend of his, and he grabbed us all these grapefruits, and he just
Nice.
carved it with this giant knife. Oh my, and oranges and grapefruits both. Holy shit. The citrus that ripens right on the branches. We don't get that in Canada. They're taken off the branches before they're ripened and shipped up to us. Best. I was freaking out over grapefruits and oranges. They were so juicy. I needed a towel, a fire hose after I was done. That's one thing that stood out, and that's why this picture is here. The fresh fruit and the citrus fruit in particular in the Caribbean was in Belize and all over there was just amazing, and they grow these apparently and use them in their hot sauce mixes with the citrus effect. But yeah, it was delicious. And hello, welcome DJ Play Nice. Uh, where am I? What is this? When is tea? We are in Belize. We are in the Caribbean coastal town of Dangriga, and Dangriga Dangriga is about halfway or more than halfway down the coast of Belize, just below Mexico and to the east of Honduras. And tea is, well, you just missed it, actually. And Snail Messiah, would you mind reading this from our friend Kevon Six?
I think I could absolutely spend the rest of my life eating fresh seafood and coconut rice. No complaints. Toss in some fresh fruits, and it's one step closer to heaven.
You got that right. You got that right. Yeah, and that was again, I was freaking out over friggin' grapefruit, but it was so sweet and good. And yeah, those were huge drums. It's part of, well, yeah, part of the town square, and it's part of the Afro Caribbean mix, I guess. And that almost, yeah, that almost looks like, is that the Belizean flag up there? It's hard to tell from this distance, but yeah,
Yeah,
those,
on the right there, the Belizean
yeah,
flag.
yeah, that's what I thought. Awesome. And Wes Kagle, do you mind reading this?
Yes. Our Greek letter friend says, "Spotted dick, perhaps." There's a British cake called Spotted Dick. Uh,
Yep.
yes, we do.
Yes, I did. I looked it up because the the Costa Ricans have a rice and beans dish that they called, well, basically the speckled cock, speckled hen sort of thing. And it's pinto de gallo. But yeah, it's completely different than I never had spotted dick. I've been to London a few times. I just didn't have a desire to have any spotted dick. I don't know why.
Well, next time you're there, try some, and there's some
I,
bangers.
I guess, yeah. Well,
Bangers and
hey,
mash.
Greek Letters, thank you very much for being here. He says, well, it's still early over here, early morning over here, and I have a ton of chores to do. So see you around, folks. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And that's our friend DJ Play Nice. Thank you for being here. And Snail, do you mind reading this from our friend
I
Kevon
always thought
Six?
spotted dick was pork meatloaf. I didn't know it was cake.
Same here. I thought it was more of a savory. I didn't know it was sweet either. So this is the hot sauce, and I'm not getting endorsed but this is Marie Sharps. Yeah, I'm not getting any kind of endorsement. I actually pulled this picture off their web page. So little shout out to Marie Sharp's hot sauce in Belize. It's made right there, and it is friggin' good. Had it all over Belize. And I'll just remove it before. Well, no, we're promoting their product, so they should be happy that the picture is up here. Frankly, I recommend it. It's good hot sauce. And anyone at Marie Sharps, if you want to send me a couple of bottles, you can find me at Spider_Canadian on Twitter. I accept everything like that. I will definitely promote it. And yeah, again, a lot of the Caribbean coast, it sort of looks the same as did Caye Caulker, but a little further south. Not as much money, down at this part of Belize. It's definitely
It's not the code, is it?
The smaller towns in the south aren't as developed as Belize City or the capital, Belmopan.
They either couldn't afford the tailgate or they took the tailgate off to save on gas with the good airflow.
One of the two, or they took it surfing. I don't know. And yeah, just beautiful beaches, like mile-long, straight, gorgeous beaches with coconuts that you can just help yourself with. And this is one of the places I was renting. It's like a backpacker's place. It was clean enough and basic accommodation, and it was friendly and beautiful. Going to sleep this whole time with the sound of the waves on the ocean. The sound of the waves hitting the beach was just amazing because you're right on the ocean. So that was amazing. I love traveling to places where you can sleep right on the ocean like that. And again, heading down south, crossing the bridge. It's pretty rural down south again, but just looking
Quick
out
question.
Yeah.
What's the spider situation there?
Because there was a lot of breeze next to the ocean, I didn't see a lot of the insects other than sandflies.
Okay.
Yeah, right next to the ocean with the salt water, I don't think it agrees with a lot of the insects.
In general.
Yeah, no, and you know what? The sandflies were there was a few sandflies. Other than that, and it was only a couple hours during the evening, and I do recall that. But generally, no, the bugs, the spiders, I didn't see any scorpions. I saw scorpions in Guatemala, but none here. And again, because it's right close to the ocean, so you've always got the ocean breeze coming off. And there's some. I take pictures of the food and also the fauna and the flora. Don't know what that is, but I thought it was pretty. Yeah, thanks for being here, everyone. And West Kagle, do you mind reading this from our friend Sashi?
Sure. Sashi says it's also the same reason Duratane tastes bad when shipped overseas. It's
Durian.
better fresh.
Yeah.
Malaysia has been experimenting with freezing it for shipping.
Ooh. Durian. Durian is a
Yes.
giant fruit. And it smells bad, but it's got a creamy texture that's kind of like a coconutty cream, like custard. Maybe coconut's not right, but a custard creamy flavor. And much softer than coconut. And I happen to really like durian, but because of the smell, a lot of people, don't like it. But
The
yeah,
flower
Sashi.
was a coral hibiscus or Chinese lantern.
I'm sorry, pardon?
The flower you just showed is a coral hibiscus or Chinese lantern, known
How
as
the
both.
hell did you find that so quickly?
I am super, super good at it.
For a snail, you're very fast.
Hmm I use a Google Lens. Then I take a screenshot of whatever you're showing, and I don't know what it is. Then I use
I
Google Lens
can't.
to snap, and it
Mm,
finds
it
something
works.
that looks like it, and that is it.
That is it.
they don't call him the
Okay.
mighty snail for nothing.
Mhm.
Well, this is again something else that you'll run into in Central America. It's just sketchy plumbing, and yes, those are electrical wires up above it, and that's how you turn the shower on and off, folks. That little valve. The hot water was connected to those electrical wires, so they were necessary. It's just I don't know why they were like that. You get used to it, folks. I'm not making fun. I'm admiring their simplicity and their ingenuity and I'm a practical guy, if anything. So I'm not picking on the Belizeans. This is just part of their culture, and it works. It gets the job done. And they probably don't have to pay a whole lot. Like that's why we weren't paying $150 a night to stay here. It was more like $5 or $6 American. And yeah, so now from here, you can take a boat and cut across, and I'll bring this up again. See if we can bring up this right there. So yeah, we're leaving Caye Caulker. And we're down here. Dangriga. Right there. So from there, you can go by boat. I mean, you can make an overland trek down along here, but the roads are really slow, and I don't know if there's much to see there. So we took a boat from Dangriga down south to Puerto Barrios, where we entered Guatemala and spent New Year's in Guatemala near Copan, I think it was. So that's yeah, you can. I mean, yeah, it's quite. We traveled again through Belmopan, through Belize City, Caye Caulker, and Dangriga, the central part, and it was really easy. It was more than enough there to occupy weeks of your time, and then it's easy to hop on a boat and you go right down to instead of going overland, right down to Guatemala, and just do the border right when you arrive in the port. It's really easy to do the border there. So yeah. And I've got, I think, one more photo of that particular trip. There we go. So there we're on our way, going down to the port in the Caribbean for Guatemala. And can you imagine what? I don't know if you can read that, but do you recognize the symbol on that boat? Either one of you, do you know what's on that boat?
Bananas.
Yes.
I don't know. Oh.
That says that blue circle in the middle of that boat. If you zoom in on that photo, it says Chiquita Bananas. Yes, that's why I took that
Chiquita.
photo.
Okay.
That is a Chiquita Bananas boat. You didn't recognize the blue oval, did you? You just guessed.
I recognized the oval, but I couldn't see what
You
was
did.
on it.
Yeah, no, it's Chiquita Bananas. Yeah, damn good guess. Bananas, of course. Yeah, and now Canada has started in the last few years sending bananas everywhere because we're a banana republic. I don't know if you've heard, so we've been sending bananas all over the world. So that's we're expanding our economy, which is awesome.
Well, you also
So
have
yes,
nuts in government.
we have a lot of nuts. And West, West, do you mind reading this, please?
Sure. DJ Play Nice says, I'm pretty sure directed to you, Canadian Spider-Man. It says, glad you got home without a spotted dick, Canadian Spider-Man. I left it in London, you say. Whew. Hashtag penicillin.
Yeah, that is you're right about that. Yeah, no, and yes, yeah, you got it, DJ Play Nice. I believe that you probably identified that before I said it, didn't you? That is a Chiquita banana boat. That is the banana boat. So next time, West Kagle, when we're singing Banana Boat, we'll think of. I should save that picture.
Day-o, baby.
Yeah. And so okay, so this is just landing in Guatemala in Puerto Barrios, I think it was, and just yeah, a lot. Oh, and it was between Christmas and New Year's, so lots of people selling things, but lots of and chicken on the bus. Yeah, I took a chicken. The person ahead of me, I took this sneaky photo because the person ahead of me had a live chicken on the bus seat ahead of me. But yeah, lots of fireworks, ton of fireworks. So that's what New Year's in Guatemala was like. But yeah, that is Honduras, or sure, shit. That is Belize, folks. And I would like to do Honduras in the future. And I don't know if Eugene Bird, I mean, if his wife is in Honduras, maybe she could join us. But thank you both, Wes Kagle and Snail Messiah. Thank you.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for having us.
Yes, Karen. Yes,
Um,
It was
very
quite
much.
pleasant.
yeah, no, um, it was quite the trip, and I really enjoyed just relaxing on Caye Caulker with no
Mm,
cars,
yeah.
especially after coming from Guatemala, and it was it was hectic. There was a lot of cars, a lot of people, a lot of traffic, um, and so it was quite nice to get out on a Caribbean island out in the middle of nowhere with no
Uh,
vehicles, no car alarms, no horns.
I
I mean,
bet.
and again, this is in Guatemala. This is in the southeast, but lots of people, just really chaotic and busy and big and busy, you know. But it was nice to yeah. That's Guatemala. So I'll do Guatemala another time. I have done I believe Guatemala once, but it's big enough it probably warrants even more. And West Cagle, do you mind? He's singing our song. Do you mind reading this, please, from
Kevon
West?
6 says, it's proof positive that the tally man has tallied me banana.
But they
Absolutely.
won't let them on the ship unless they're tallied. Yep, that is how they get on the ship, and it is chock full of nuts, Miskatonic. Yeah, you're right. Um, so Snail Messiah, what do you have? Is there anything you would like to promote? Thank you for being here. And what are your thoughts on Belize? And what are you up to on the old YouTubes over the next little while?
Well, Belize looks like a place I would like to visit. It certainly looks like a very different from anything I've been to. I've mostly been to Europe and Greenland and United States
Hmm.
and Canada. So it's very different, and I think I need that in my life. Something different than what I'm used to.
It yeah, it was definitely yeah, it was one of the most unique places I've been. The Caribbean is amazing. I'll
Hmm.
change that to our background. And what do you have any where are you going to be on YouTube? Is there anything you'd like to promote or?
Sometimes I'm over at the Admiralty when we do some Star Trek or any kind of
Hmm.
watch party that I can get him into.
Yep. Yep. Oh
And
yeah. Yep.
I hang out with the Beard of Liberty when he streams. Not streaming with him, I'm just in the chat, but I really enjoy his streams.
That is one fellow that I would like to check out more. I didn't know I wasn't subscribed, so I've just recently subscribed, so I should be getting the alerts.
Yeah,
And
Beard of Liberty is a really good
yeah,
person.
I would like to get over and do his chats more. And West Cagle, how about yourself? What do you think of Belize and where are you going to be around on YouTube's?
Belize is a beautiful country there. I have to say, if I had been going, I would not have gotten to see the rest of it after on that Caribbean island. I would have not left, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't have seen the rest of the country. I wouldn't have left that island, that's for sure.
Yeah, Caye
But
Caulker is
yeah,
amazing.
it was beautiful. That was beautiful. Um, you, if I'm not here, on one of your streams, I might show up on Stark of Iron or Antiderivative Jill's stream, when she does some things. But other
Oh,
than that,
yeah.
that's just me. I'm a hobo, just randomly showing up on streams.
Oh, well, thank you very much for being here. And Yeah, big fan of both. Anti-derivative Jill and I think she's one of the very first, um, yeah, people I knew and was streaming with because of Cardinal Sims. So, who I would like to raise a glass to him, of course, before
Oh
I
yes,
sign off.
absolutely.
So, cheers, both of you, West Kagle and
Cheers.
Snail. Cheers for that. And I see we've got one more comment. Cheers to Gil.
Absolutely. And also, we need to talk about, if you want to, now that you have some time to think about it, that Dungeons
Yeah.
and Dragons we were talking about.
Oh shit! Yes, yes, I'd forgotten about that. But now that I've got some more time, I would
Oh,
love to get into Dungeons and Dragons in any
do
capacity.
do either of you play D&D?
Oh, I'm a dungeon master. Fuck yeah.
Oh, you are. I started playing. The first time we played was 1980, and I bought all my books. I have them out packed away right now because I don't have anybody to play with. But I have all the original hardcover books from '78.
Oh,
Damn.
you've got the originals.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, the original Dungeon Master's
Nice.
Guide, the Player's Handbook, the
I had to,
The red and
Monster
blue.
Manual, Fiend Folio, the
nice.
Unearthed Arcana. I have them all. And the original a lot of the original modules too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, wow. That's I wish I knew where all of mine were, but I've got the updated versions, and yeah, I'm definitely up to anything involving Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh God, I love playing D&D.
I think
I
I
would trek across the country to play if I found people to play with.
Oh man. Well, I've got my niece and my brother just lives around the corner, and I've got my nieces and nephew playing. And right now, uh, my oldest niece has a dungeon that we're in the middle of, and we gotta go. We gotta go find time to play. But yes, Snail, I definitely want to talk to you about that more. So thanks for being here, everyone, and to everyone in the chat. Miskatonic Madman says second edition D&D was my favorite.
Damn.
Some signed by Gary Gygax
Oh,
himself. Holy
wow.
shit, Miskatonic. Wow. Yeah, thanks to everyone in the chat. DJ, Miskatonic, Kevon6. I know Carla Burton was here. Eugene Bird popped in. And thank you for both of you were active in the chat. Greek Letters as well. And Sashi. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We're gonna call it a night, an hour and a half. Finally, I usually say it'll take an hour and a half, and this time it actually. And FKHC, thank you for being here. This was actually an hour and a half. Wow, not a 3 hour marathon. So, on that note, thank you everyone for being here, and we will see you next week, next Thursday. I hope to. Yeah, maybe Honduras. Honduras would be good. Maybe Vegas. We'll see. Take care.
Agua.